Hi guys, I wanted to talk about the importance of using our unique gifts and skills and talents in the world in order to help people, and how this in turn also helps us help ourselves. I think a lot of us have the disease of playing it small, the disease of being fearful of success and what will come with that. I think a lot of people assume that doing big things and making noise and making a real difference in the world is reserved for the few who are in the current spotlight. And I wanted to make a video to say that that couldn't be further from the truth. Every single one of us has something that only we can offer, and there is no exception to this rule. Every single one of us has something inside us that is medicine to the world. We have to sometimes take the time to cultivate and dig inside of ourselves to find what that is. But that's the commitment we have to take in order to make the world a better place. And like I said, this really serves us just as much as it serves anyone else who receives any guidance or inspiration or healing or joy from what we put out into the world as people, as artists, as creatives, whatever that may look like. I came to the realization that I have been suffering from that I had been putting that onto myself. This very small way of living, of thinking, of dreaming, of being, of showing up, of appearing. I fell into the habit, and a long time ago, of shrinking myself in every way I could possibly, because at a young age I learned that being who I really was could cause ripples in the ocean of life and the people around me. As I'm older now, I can realize that those ripples were exactly as they should be. Because when we are ourselves and we are loud, we're expressive, we're physically taking up space, we're taking up space with our voices, we're wearing outfits that make us feel good, we're saying what we want to say, we're showing up, we're putting our artwork on show, we're dancing, we're doing whatever it is that we actually want to do. It is going to create ripples because a lot of people are scared to show up as who they really are. A lot of people are scared to make the noise that they long to make. And I believe that's a part of the reason there is so much disease in the world, because of the suppression of our innate gifts and talents. And if it's not being suppressed, which a lot of the time it is, not having been taught and not having looked for what they might be, sometimes they burst out of us. Like for me with singing, that's just always been something that has played a massive part in my life. And then other times, like my art and other things, like dancing for me, I didn't ever think that that's something I could do in a serious way. And even to the point where I would do really small drawings, like, because that's the size of my notepad, and maybe it wasn't any more than that. But a couple of weeks ago, I thought maybe I want to make massive art that's huge, art that's the size of a wall. And to get to that place can seem to some well, it doesn't really matter how it can seem to some, in fact. I'm not even going to spend time talking on that, because I'm just going to instead talk about how amazing that felt for me. It felt like I was giving myself permission to be seen exactly as I am, to take up space exactly as I am. I gave myself permission to play, and for young Maisie to make a mess and have her art hung proudly on the wall, taking up space and capturing the attention of passers-by. I think when we allow ourselves to tap into what it is that brings us joy and lights us up and makes us have that childlike sparkle in our eyes, I think we give others the permission to do the same. And that's something that takes time, and it's not necessarily our responsibility, but just beautifully as a byproduct of our discovery and our expression and our passion and love. A lot of the time other people start to look at themselves and look within as well and find their gems, their unique gems, their maybe different colours and different shapes, and maybe they have a different sound and a different feeling. But we all have gems nonetheless. And I feel like playing small is a self-protection strategy. It's a safety mechanism, because if we play small, we are less likely to do something crazy and hurt ourselves, or fail publicly, or disappoint people or ourselves. But I think there's nothing more disappointing than thinking of all the things you really want to do, and all the things you're so great at, and all the things that make you happy, and even considering for a second that you'll do something other than that. And I'm not saying don't get another job on the side and whatever, but to not dedicate any time at all to something that truly lights you up is a tragedy. It is. It's a tragedy. And because we were given these gifts, they're gifts to the world and they're gifts to other people, but they're called gifts because they're gifts to us. It's like a present that the universe or source or God bestowed upon us, gave to us, gifted us, because it knew that it would bring us joy and knew that it could help heal the world. And we shouldn't do anything out of shame, but what a waste to allow those things to fall to the sides when they are the whole point. The way that dance makes me feel like when I reach my arms up, I'm reaching up to touch the stars, and I feel the breeze caressing my skin, and I twirl and I twist and I duck and I dive and I drop to the floor in a spiral, and it feels like I'm alive, like truly, truly alive. And I go somewhere that is just for me. And other people may witness it and enjoy it or think whatever, but to have a place, an activity, a place that's just for you is magical. When I sit at my microphone, or even just at my desk or wherever, and just sing, it feels like someone has painted my whole body gold, and my heart turns to honey and my mind was full of parrots and bright leaves and flowers, and my feet are growing roots out of the bottom, and my skin, my lungs, just everything feels alive but blessed, truly blessed, as if golden light from the heavens is pouring over me. And that's a gift. And then the fact that I'm able to take that gift, that's such a gift to me, and give that gift to others. I want us all to find what that is. I want everyone in the world to find what that is. And I want them to realise what it really means to call it a gift and how literal that really is. It's not some sweet little thing that they say. It's such a gift. I've spent so long thinking, I'll be ready soon, I'll be ready soon, I'll be ready soon. Just this, just then, just that. I was so afraid. So afraid to make ripples, to make noise, to be seen, to mess up, to be perceived as human and imperfect, and to be known, to be understood, to be shunned, to be exiled, to be me. I was so afraid to just be me. And I thought that maybe one day being me would look more like being them, you know, people that are on stage and people that are doing some things that I would love to do. I was waiting until I looked like that, until I was ready to start, until my hair looked like that, my body looked like that, my voice sounded like that, my confidence was like that, my humour was like that, until everything was like that. And then I realised I've always been ready. And I don't want to have any regrets and divine timing and all that, but I've always been ready and you've always been ready. And like confidence, readiness isn't something that is given to you or you find or happens. It's a decision. It's something you just decide that you're going to either be or commit to becoming in a very proactive way. And I don't want to be small. I wasn't made to be small. And you were not made to be small. No. You were made to shine. You were made to sing. You were made to move. You were made to experience. You were made to love. You were made to smile and laugh. You were made to have a heart that felt light. You were made to share everything that you've been gifted. I wonder why so many of us have become disconnected from this. I wonder what will change when, instead of settling for just small and mediocre and just enough, and not too much. And when we start dreaming huge, giant, the sorts of dreams that at first make you feel really weird for even dreaming those things because they're too big, they're too out of reach, they're for those people, not for you. I wonder how amazing it would be when those big dreams start feeling just like normal. It's really quite exciting. My challenge for you is for you to find and pinpoint, and I'm going to be doing this too, pinpoint all the areas in your life. So make a little list on paper or on your notes, a list of all the areas you have dreams, and have a look at them and see what those dreams are, and ask yourself, instead of how can I make this more realistic, instead of how can I don't know, worry about this, ask yourself instead, how can I dream bigger? How can I make this more crazy seeming to someone else? How can I make this inconceivable that this could even happen? How could I make this dream that sometimes feels so big, make it feel massive? And then how can I take the first step? Drop everything that I've thought I've known about myself, about what I'm able to do, what I'm capable of, what I'm not capable of. Drop it all. And how would I like to feel? How would I prefer to feel about this huge dream? What if I decided this is easy? What if I decided this dream, yeah, of course this is going to come true because I'm me and I can do big things? And how would that feel? Because to me that feels a whole lot better. So yeah, set yourself a challenge of looking at your dreams and timesing them by 1,000, because you can do anything, genuinely. The things that you're capable of and the way the universe is conspiring for you to succeed, it's just so wonderful. So yeah, I'm excited to put this into practice myself, and I hope you enjoyed. See you soon.